African elephant, nature's gentle giant and the planet's largest land animal. With ears as big as Dumbo's and a trunk that functions as both a straw and a vacuum cleaner, these magnificent creatures have captured our hearts. But alas, their lives often read like a tragic soap opera. Picture this: elephants strolling majestically across the African savanna, minding their own business, munching on a few trees here, a few shrubs there. Life seems perfect, right? Wrong! Enter the villains of our story, poachers. Armed with greed and guns, these unscrupulous hunters target elephants for their ivory tusks, turning what should be a peaceful old age into a high-stakes game of survival. You see, as elephants age, their tusks grow longer, making them prime targets for poachers. And unlike a bad haircut, an elephant can't just grow its tusks back. Losing them is a life-or-death situation. The result? An alarming number of elephants meet their end at the hands of these ivory enthusiasts. But wait, there's more! Poaching isn't the only threat. Habitat loss is another nasty villain in our elephant saga. As human populations expand, elephants find their homes shrinking. Imagine your cozy house getting smaller and smaller until you're forced to live in the closet. That's what it's like for these elephants, who then end up in human settlements, leading to dangerous confrontations. Now let's talk about the heroes, conservationists. These brave souls are the caped crusaders of the animal world, working tirelessly to protect elephants. From anti-poaching patrols to community education programs, they're pulling out all the stops to ensure these majestic mammals can live out their golden years in peace. Next up on our list of unfortunate animal endings are the ancient mariners of the ocean sea turtles. These guys have been cruising the seas since the time of the dinosaurs, which makes their modern-day struggles all the more heartbreaking. Imagine making it through several mass extinctions only to be brought down by a plastic straw. Yep, that's the tragic irony here. Let's set the scene. A sea turtle paddling through the ocean, looking for a tasty jellyfish snack. Life is good, right? Well, not so fast. The ocean these days is more of a minefield than a playground. Thanks to us humans, plastic waste has turned their underwater paradise into a dangerous obstacle course. Our turtle friend spots what looks like a delicious jellyfish, but oh no, it's actually a floating plastic bag. One gulp, and it's game over. Plastic doesn't digest, and it can block the turtle's intestines, causing a slow and painful death. And that's just one of the many perils these shelled survivors face. But the ocean's not done with its plot twists. Enter fishing nets, the silent killers. Sea turtles often get entangled in these invisible traps, leading to drowning or serious injuries. It's like an underwater game of cat's cradle, except there's no fun and a lot more fatal consequences. Yet amid this doom and gloom, there's a glimmer of hope: the conservationists. These heroes are like the lifeguards of the ocean, working round the clock to save our flippered friends. From beach cleanups to rescue operations and turtle-friendly fishing practices, they're doing everything to turn the tide. So, what's our role in this? It's pretty straightforward. Reduce plastic use, support marine conservation, and keep our beaches clean. It might seem like a drop in the ocean, but every little bit helps. After all, we want to see these ancient voyagers continuing their epic journeys, not ending up as tragic victims of our waste. Koalas, the adorable tree-hugging marsupials of Australia. With their button noses, fluffy ears, and love for eucalyptus leaves, they seem to have life all figured out. But don't be fooled by their cute and cuddly appearance. Behind those sleepy eyes lies a tale of hardship and peril. Imagine spending your days lounging in the treetops, munching on your favorite leaves. Sounds like a dream, right? For koalas, it's more of a survival strategy. Their diet is so specialized that they need a steady supply of eucalyptus leaves to stay healthy. But as human activities gobble up their habitats, koalas find themselves in a dire predicament. Habitat destruction is the first villain in our story. As forests are cleared for agriculture and urban development, koalas are left with fewer trees to call home. Picture being evicted from your house with nowhere to go. That's what it's like for these furry fellows, who then wander into human territories, risking injury or death from cars and dogs. Next, enter disease, particularly chlamydia. Yes, you heard that right. This nasty infection affects up to 90% of some koala populations, causing blindness, infertility, and death. It's a cruel twist for an animal already struggling to survive. And then there's the menace of bushfires. Australia's increasingly intense fire seasons have devastated koala populations. The fires destroy their homes and food sources, leaving them with burns and injuries. It's like living in a constant state of emergency, where the ground can literally turn to flames beneath your feet. But wait, here come the heroes again. Conservationists and wildlife carers. These dedicated folks work tirelessly to rescue, rehabilitate, and release koalas. They're on the front lines during bushfires, scooping up injured koalas and giving them a fighting chance. Through habitat restoration and breeding programs, They're striving to secure a future for these vulnerable marsupials. Next on our list of animals with tragically tough endings are the majestic polar bears. These Arctic giants, with their thick fur and powerful build, seem perfectly equipped to handle the icy realms they call home. But their biggest threat isn't something they can hunt or outsmart. It's the very ice beneath their paws, melting away due to climate change. Imagine being a polar bear, roaming vast expanses of sea ice, hunting seals, and living the Arctic dream. But then picture that ice shrinking year after year, leaving you stranded on small, isolated patches. For polar bears, this is a grim reality. As the planet warms, sea ice is melting at an alarming rate, drastically reducing their hunting grounds. Without sufficient ice, polar bears struggle to catch seals, their primary food source. Starvation becomes a harsh and inevitable fate for many. It's like going to the supermarket only to find the shelves empty day after day. Desperate for food, some polar bears have even been seen wandering into human settlements, searching for scraps. And it's not just hunger that plagues them. As ice melts, polar bears are forced to swim longer distances to find solid ground. These extended swims are exhausting and often deadly, especially for young cubs. Imagine having to swim a marathon just to find a place to rest. It's a brutal challenge. But don't despair just yet. Our heroes, the conservationists, are on the case. These dedicated individuals are working to protect polar bear habitats, advocating for climate action, and even setting up feeding programs to support bears in dire straits. They're fighting an uphill battle, but their efforts are crucial for the survival of these iconic animals. Swinging into our spotlight next are the incredibly intelligent and soulful orangutans. With their expressive eyes and long, graceful arms, these people of the forest are one of humanity's closest relatives. But despite their charm, orangutans are facing an alarming struggle for survival, and their story is one of the rainforest's darkest tragedies. Imagine living high in the canopy, feasting on a smorgasbord of fruits, leaves, and insects. Life is a treetop paradise for these great apes. But then, the chainsaws start buzzing and the forest floor begins to shake. Deforestation is the primary villain in our orangutan tale as vast swaths of rainforest are cleared for palm oil plantations and logging. When their homes are destroyed, orangutans are left with nowhere to go. It's like having your entire neighborhood bulldozed overnight. With fewer trees, these intelligent creatures struggle to find food and safe nesting sites. Many are forced into closer contact with humans, leading to conflicts that often end in injury or death for the orangutans. But wait, there's another twist: poaching. Orangutans are targeted for the illegal pet trade, with babies being torn from their mothers. It's a heartbreaking scene. Mother orangutans will fight to the death to protect their young, but they're often overpowered by poachers. The captured babies are then sold, leading to a life of captivity far removed from their natural arboreal existence. Fortunately, our story also has heroes: the tireless conservationists and wildlife rescuers. These dedicated individuals are on a mission to save orangutans from the brink of extinction. They're involved in everything from habitat restoration and anti-poaching patrols to rescue and rehabilitation programs. Orangutans that are saved are given a second chance at life in protected areas.